Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k18 Universe Mode. I'm BrendenPlayz. This is Smackdown, and tonight we begin the Women's Championship Tournament for Smackdown. We'll have 4 scheduled matches in the first round, followed up by semi-finals and final matches. Tonight we have our first match, which will be Bayley versus Charlotte. Well, our matches for this week include Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, the B team, taking on No Way Jose and Heath Slater. Ty Dillinger will also go one-on-one with Rusev at an English in Rusev's corner. Rhino will take on Shelton Benjamin. Jinder Mahal in Benjamin's corner. Some sort of alliance going on there. Cesaro and Sheamus, the Bar. Well, it's just going to be Cesaro this week. He'll be taking on Luke Harper and Eric Rowan there, of course, the Bludgeon Brothers. Tag team action, we'll see the Club in action up against Titus Worldwide, surprisingly getting a big win last week. And the match we spoke about, Bayley versus Charlotte, here tonight. So the B team, they get a victory over Slater and Jose. Rusev gets a win over Ty Dillinger. Benjamin with a victory over Rhino. Cesaro, one half of the tag team champions, with a victory over Luke Harper. Well, now we focus on the tag team division. Last week, we were pretty surprised to see that Titus Worldwide were able to pick up the win. They got a victory over the Authors of Pain. None of us really expected that. A major shock. So tonight, we're going to find out the #1 contenders for the tag team championships for Extreme Rules. It's either going to be the Club, Gallows and Anderson, or it will either be Apollo Crews and Titus Worldwide, aka Titus Worldwide. 2 good teams, but you'd have to say, on paper and in recent form, Gallows and Anderson should have this one pretty much covered. But Titus Worldwide are a team that fights with a lot of heart, and they will give everything they've got here tonight to pick up this win. Well, also tonight, after our women's matchup, we're going to have the big announcement. Who will be the #1 contender for the WWE Championship at Extreme Rules? Our SmackDown General Manager has called out Roman Reigns to the ring tonight, and he will make that announcement. So we'll find out who will get their chance to face, well, let's be honest, a very undeserving champion right now in Roman Reigns. I still can't believe he's the champion. Our poor friend Sami Zayn getting screwed out of the title. Vince McMahon last week shocking us all, giving it back to Roman Reigns. Can you believe it? It's unfortunate. Here comes Titus O'Neil. Apollo Crews already in the ring. Titus O'Neil. Big opportunity for him here tonight. He's been tag team champion on multiple occasions. In fact, the Primetime Players, one of the most successful tag teams in the earliest seasons here in Universe Mode history. So Titus Worldwide knows a thing or two about being a successful tag team competitor. He's back in there here tonight with Apollo Crews, taking on Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Club. Tag team action here to start things off here tonight on SmackDown. Both teams are gunning for the Bar. Cesaro and Sheamus, who have been tag team champions since WrestleMania after their big victory over KO, Randy Orton, and Rhino. But it was very fortunate for the Bar that they did not have to defend those tag team titles at the recent Payback pay-per-view. In fact, getting the night off in the end. So our SmackDown GM Edge has been on the hunt for new tag team contenders, and he believes that one of these 2 teams will be fit to face the Bar at Extreme Rules, the first brand exclusive pay-per-view in Universe Mode history, and SmackDown will be the brand getting it. Also at Extreme Rules, we will see the rematch between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Well, it's not even a rematch, it's the match itself. It got thrown out at Payback. We were meant to see it, it never took place. Well, hopefully we do actually go ahead and see it at Extreme Rules. And of course, we'll find out who will face Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules later on tonight. And of course, the Women's Championship Tournament will culminate at Extreme Rules. And a great start here. Boot of Doom there. Down goes Apollo Crews, the Club, and a fantastic opening start here. They are really looking likely to put Titus Worldwide away here early on, but Crews with a knee, and that might just slow things down a bit. There's a powerbomb, and still has a hold of him. Here he comes again. Can he get him for one more? You betcha. There's 3 in a row by Apollo Crews, and now all of a sudden, his team is back in control. Well, Crews had a big scare there, but Titus O'Neil is back in, and now This is a great chance for Titus Worldwide to regain their composure, get themselves back into it. And let's be honest, nobody's really expecting them to be a contender for those tag team titles. But a few wins in recent times, and all of a sudden, hey, they're now a credible threat for these tag titles. All they have to do is beat the club tonight, and they get their opportunity at the bar. Sheamus and Cesaro. What a matchup it will be, though, if Gallows and Anderson can get that. Arguably the team of the season in Season 4 of Universe Mode. The Slammy Awards voting, of course, is currently taking place, and that voting will end very, very shortly. In fact, only one more day to vote on the Slammy Awards before it does close, with the winners being announced this weekend coming. And I'm going to say there's some surprises at the moment in the results. Thousands of votes have been cast, and we want to thank you so much for coming along and voting for that. If you want to vote, there is still time. BrendenPlayz.com. You can check that out with clicking the Slammy Awards page on the sidebar there. It's Titus O'Neil looking pretty good. And can Titus keep this up? He's looking for another tag. Perhaps he will. And this is obviously a good ploy. Frequent tags in and out is a terrific way to stay fresh. We've talked about it many a time here when covering tag team matches here in Universe Mode, and the teams that often do have the most success have really utilized that frequent tag in and out. But it's not always the case, as we have found out recently as well. Of course, Tyler Bate on NXT, he barely got a tag. I don't even think he got a tag at all in the match, but still found a way to win despite being dominated for the majority of the match. He pulled a rabbit out of a hat, was able to seal the deal and take a victory. So sometimes it can be done, but I tell you what, it makes it a hell of a lot easier when you tag your partner in and you make him do half the amount of work that you do. And right now, Luke Gallows is trying to employ that same tactic. Instead, he's got Cruz up and drives him onto the ropes. Good chance to tag now. But instead, looking to continue the pressure on Apollo Crews. And if you've got an opportunity like this, it's not a bad idea to do it. Luke Gallows still looks pretty fresh despite being in there for a bit of time. As now, takedown there by Apollo Crews. Double leg takedown, and now the right hands to follow it up. Nice combination of maneuvers there. And Gallows looking for a tag to Anderson. He couldn't quite get there. Got back to his feet though. But Crews with a DDT takes him back down. And this time the tag though. Here comes Carl Anderson. Oh! Take that, Carl Anderson! Well, he went for a clothesline. Crews picked him up and drilled him right into the canvas. Now an insecurity to follow it up. And that is a combination of maneuvers there by Apollo Crews that continues to amaze. How good is this guy? So much success as a singles down in NXT. Finding success now as a tag team here on Smackdown with Titus O'Neil. And oh! Tried to pick him up and put him away, but got counted into the Bulldog. Carl Anderson now. Gun stun. Could be it. That counted there by Carl Anderson, but a kick out thanks to the boot being underneath the rope. Referee said, that's enough. You better break things up. I think Titus O'Neil was going to come along anyways. And now the tag. Yes. Another tag. Gallows getting a full head of steam. Here we go. There's a boot. Well, I thought he was going to come to the corner. Instead, he just picked the boot up. And, well, Carl Anderson did the rest, forcing Crews to run into it. But right now, Crews is still doing okay. Back to his feet. Clothesline. Here comes another. Apollo Crews. Big splash in the corner. How about something more? Another takedown. And nips up to the feet. Apollo Crews looking tremendous right now. Big opportunity here for Titus Worldwide to truly stake their claim. Put themselves back on the map of the tag team division after a bit of a lean patch. But straight away things are shut down and Gallows back in control. Let's not forget the club. They lost their tag titles back at the Royal Rumble. They failed to get them back at WrestleMania. They're hungry for another big championship victory. And that chokeslam could be the precursor to that victory here tonight to put them in contention. Carl Anderson ready to go. Crews still got a little bit left in the tank with a clothesline again. Desperation though. Crews over the top of the rope. Here we go. Can he find Titus? Yes, he can. Titus O'Neil, the big deal is in. What can he produce? Titus O'Neil with some elbows. looking just to finish off Carl Anderson here. Make sure that he's worn down before he tries to put him away. With that Titus clash, she's got him up with the shoulders here, trying for a powerbomb, missed out. And Anderson, death press, big right hands. And Titus O'Neil now dazed. Titus O'Neil, look out, German suplex. Carl Anderson closing in now on a victory maybe. Inzaguri himself leapt up and smacked him right in the side of the face. And Anderson thought about going over the top, decided against it. Back in the ring now. It's got Gallows, who looks to be a bit fatigued. Not sure if he's going to be able to tag him in, and if it's a wise idea to tag in your partner who's obviously not quite 100% at the moment. Gallows putting on a strong face though. If he needs to be tagged, he's ready to go. Anderson now drives Titus O'Neil, one part of Titus Worldwide, into that corner. And, oh, Titus O'Neil, more shots there. Titus picks him up. Missed out, though. And Anderson, oh, neck breaker. We have to wonder if Apollo Crews can get the tag here and get the job done. Maybe Apollo Crews might get his name in the tag team. It's all about Titus at the moment with Titus Worldwide. Well, what about Apollo Worldwide? And right now, oh, a spine buster. Titus Worldwide in a bit of trouble because their man, Titus O'Neil, struck with a spine buster and has been put away. Well, I didn't expect him to get the 3. I thought Titus might have enough in the tank to kick out. Not to be, and that's a win for the club. Gallows and Anderson with a fantastic victory tonight and back on track after having a lean patch dealing with the Hardy Boys over on Raw. They've got a new home on Smackdown, new teams to beat, new tag team titles to acquire, and a win for them here tonight. Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows back on top of the tag division. This time it's not Raw, but it is Smackdown. They'll face Cesaro and Sheamus at Extreme Rules for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. The Women's Championship Tournament for SmackDown begins here tonight, and we're going to start things up with a big matchup. It'll be Bayley taking on Charlotte in a first round match. Our other matches that will take place include Nia Jax versus Maurice, Natalya and Asuka, and Ember Moon and Carmella. And of course it'll culminate at Extreme Rules with the winner being crowned the brand new, for the first time ever in the series, the SmackDown Women's Champion. Well, we saw Edge try and make a WWE Championship tournament last week, and a bit of confusion as to why that was canned, but this was allowed. Well, simply because our CEO, the boss himself, Vince McMahon, he demanded that SmackDown would have a WWE Champion and that title be defended. He did not want a new tournament to name that champion. He certainly wanted a champion to be there and crowned already and defending it on the first ever SmackDown's exclusive pay-per-view. Instead, well, we do have a tournament, but it's for the Women's Championship, and Charlotte, who we haven't seen a hell of a lot of lately, she's been out of the mix, but arguably the woman of Season 4. What a reign she had as Women's Champion. So good, so dominant, and she continues to be an elite level athlete. But as we said, ever since she lost the championship to Becky Lynch, we haven't seen too much of Charlotte in recent times. She's been out of the mix, and she's been waiting for her chance, her time. She's now arguably the top woman, I would say, here on SmackDown. She's got to be one of those considered, considering her, reputation, what she's been able to do. She's the longest reigning women's champion in Universe Mod history, and she's had an incredible start to her career. She's an NXT Women's Champion as well on 2 occasions, and of course a one-time WWE Women's Champion. So Charlotte has certainly done it all, and she wants to add another title to her repertoire, and that would be the SmackDown Women's Championship, but she has to get through Bayley and 2 others to get there. So it's a tough tournament, especially when you got a few newcomers to the tournament. Asuka's there, Ember Moon's there as well. Haven't seen too much of Bayley yet either. This is probably her first chance to really shine and get herself close to a title. Big match for her here tonight, coming up against Charlotte. Let's not write Bayley off. She's a former NXT Women's Champion in her own right, and it'll be certainly very, very tough to beat here tonight for Charlotte. Two women who, well, I believe they're friends out of the ring, but you can throw that out the window here tonight, because we know when it comes to friendship, Charlotte's not afraid to destroy it after what she did to Becky Lynch. Charlotte was the women's champion, of course, and she threw her friendship away with Becky Lynch, all because she wanted to be champion, and Becky Lynch was certainly threatening her and getting very close to taking that title away from her, and she wanted to make sure that she kept Becky Lynch as far away as possible. Of course, it did not quite work in the end, and that led to her demise. Good start here, though, for Bayley. Some other big matchups, of course, coming up in this women's tournament. Of course, after this match, we will find out who will be the #1 contender for the WWE Championship that Roman Reigns currently holds. We'll find out after this one, but it's a big night here on Smackdown. We're just 2 weeks away after this one until Extreme Rules. So 2 more Smackdowns after this one to go. We'll have some time to find out who will be in that big matchup, that final spot, those final 2 spots in this tournament to determine who will be the new women's champion for Smackdown. Of course, Raw does have the Raw Women's title now. It's been rebranded from the WWE to the Raw Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss still is the champion there. We'll see how that all goes ahead in the future, but we can move on from her, and we now focus on finding a new champion, a new representative of the women here on SmackDown. It could be Bayley, it could be Charlotte, but only one of them will advance. Michinoku driver there by Bayley. She wants to make sure that it will be her. Can she make that happen? Right now, heading to the second rope here, deciding against it because Charlotte looking to get back to her feet, it seems. Bayley now. Oh, the jaws collide. And Charlotte, neckbreaker there. Nicely executed. Well done there by Charlotte. And now looking to pick up Bayley. Oh boy, here's trouble for Bayley. Picked up and just slammed straight back down. And now the cover. Charlotte to put Bayley away. No. Well, with the women's brand split, of course, it just gives a bit more opportunity for our women to be featured, which is the real beauty of it. Our women, well, struggling just to get themselves the opportunities to shine and break out. Only a certain amount of women can really take those chances at a time. With the brand split, we'll have a few more opportunities open up for some extra women in our division. Of course, the division continues to expand with more and more women coming along. And I'm sure that will be the case in the coming months. We'll see a few more names join this division on either Raw or SmackDown. Exciting times ahead. And what we are seeing is certainly a great transformation here in the women's division after a number of seasons there where the women struggle to really get a lot of opportunity. Now they get a bit more here with this split here as a nice sliding kick there by Bayley right in the face of Charlotte. And Bayley fired up here. She's pumped up, ready to go. Can she make the most of this chance she's got now with an elbow? It would be a major upset if she can beat Charlotte, I would have to say. Looking perhaps for that elbow drop. Charlotte! Oh! Bayley tried for a big splash. Instead, Charlotte had her knee up, and I think Bayley caught most of it. And now Bayley seems to be okay there with an inverted DDT. Well, can Bayley do it? She came along at the Women's Royal Rumble earlier on, around January. She's had some opportunities, but of course the WrestleMania season's so difficult to really get ahead on. And now this is her chance. The split has happened. This is Bayley's time. Can she make the most of it? Charlotte now picks her up, and now the backpack stunner. That's going to be a big problem for Bayley. She's hurting right now. I'm not sure if she can overcome that. Great momentum builder, though, for Charlotte, who continues to look so good, despite really not having many chances as of late to showcase her ability. In fact, you'd have to say she might even have a bit of ring rust. Not a lot of matches to her name over the last 6+ months. Taking a bit of time away to regroup, rest up, and perhaps prepare for this moment, a big run towards the Women's Championship. Can she find it? Bayley now. Look out! Oh, Charlotte lands on her feet, which is incredible considering the height that she has. Able to land on her feet, and Bayley with the knee. Stuns Charlotte for long enough, but Charlotte fighting back, and a flying crossbody through the air lands down on Bayley. Now heading back to the top again. What can she find this time? Charlotte off the top. Here we go! Oh, went for that moonsault. That moonsault that can win her matches and put her opponent away. This time Bayley was up to the challenge, up to the task, and found a way to avoid it and escape. Well, is she delaying the inevitable, Bayley? Charlotte with a good combination, nearly worked out for her. Bayley's trying her best though. Charlotte with a boot. As we said, this is a big chance for both women to move up the ranks because, look, even if you don't go on to win the tournament, what it does do is it does set you apart from the rest. If you go out in the first round, well, it kind of gives, you know, the rest of the women's division a bit of a negative thought about you. That, hey, you went out the first round, perhaps you're not a strong contender, perhaps you're not someone I need to worry too much about, which can work in both ways. It can allow you to fly on the radar a little bit and sneak your way back into contention when your opponents aren't expecting it, but also your opponents can doubt you and not really take you as a legitimate threat. Right now, Bayley proving she's a threat, sliding through there, underneath the turnbuckles, hits the boots right into the chest of Charlotte, and drop kicks her back down to her feet. And now Charlotte seems as though she's back in control. Bayley thought perhaps that was going to be the move to change the course of this match. Right hand now by Charlotte. Bayley picked up, and driven down again near the announce table as well. That could have been very dangerous. Now put back in the ring. Charlotte, what can she produce here? Charlotte, oh, struck in the face there with an enziguri by Bayley. What a kick there. Elbow to the midsection. Bayley picked up now, but countering. Oh, inverted DDT again. Bayley looking pretty good. And Bayley now drives Charlotte in the corner. This is her chance. This is her opportunity. She could be on the verge of beating Charlotte. Bayley picks up Charlotte, throws her right into the corner. Bayley on a roll now, but going to the crowd for support. She's wasting valuable time. It could cost her. Charlotte couldn't give a damn what this crowd thinks, but Bayley needs that crowd support to fuel her on. Charlotte swats away that kick, and now the elbow finds Charlotte again. Bayley not giving up on this control that she has. Charlotte back on her feet, big chop, and now Charlotte neckbreaker. Swings down Bayley. Bayley, has she made a big mistake? Playing to the crowd too much. Charlotte hits the spear, and that could be it. The cover. This one, 2. No, Bayley kicks out at 2. That was close. That could have been it for Bayley. But she stays in this match. But for how much longer though? Charlotte, the figure 4. Can she bridge it through? Yes, there's a figure 8. Locked in now. Nowhere for Bayley to go. Bayley's fighting it, but she can't fight it any longer. Charlotte picks up the win and advances to the semi-finals of the Smackdown Women's Championship Tournament. Big win for Charlotte, and there you go. She moves ahead. She'll either face Nia Jax or Maryse in the semi-final. Plenty of history between Charlotte and Nia Jax. Maryse, haven't seen too much of her in singles competition, but a big chance for her to step up. And that's going to be big, that matchup, and that's coming up soon on SmackDown. Great start, though, for Charlotte here in this tournament. She's fired back after having a bit of time away from the spotlight, but she's certainly back, and she's ready to grab that spotlight by the throat, take it, and make sure that it is hers, and make sure that she becomes the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. Well, here we go. Who will be the #1 contender for Roman Reigns' WWE Championship? Well, the crowd giving it to Roman Reigns because, let's be honest, this guy does not deserve this championship whatsoever. In fact, it's almost an outrage that he has it still after what he did to Sami Zayn recently at Payback. Vince McMahon gave him the title back last week on Smackdown. And let's take you back to Payback. Sami Zayn, here we go. The Koji clutch locked it in on Reigns, and Roman Reigns would tap out. There's no ifs and buts about it. Reigns lost fair and square. He tapped out. He gave up. He could not continue. He couldn't handle it anymore. And look at the joy on Sami Zayn's face. He was so happy. He was already a beaten man until this. He became a broken man. A man that could not get up anymore. Roman Reigns basically destroyed any hope of Sami Zayn becoming WWE Champion. Reigns will drive him through the announce table and just look at Sami Zayn. He was just beaten, battered, and destroyed. Roman Reigns took down his biggest threat to the WWE Championship to date because Roman Reigns lost. Vince McMahon gave the title back to Reigns last week because he did not want to have this title not defended on Extreme Rules. The crowd not happy at all about Roman Reigns being here, but we're about to find out from Edge who is Roman Reigns' new opponent. Wait a second. This is not Edge. We were expecting the arrival of Edge, but this is Rey Mysterio. Rey is here again. Well, let's not forget the Smackdown before Payback. It was Rey Mysterio, a shock surprise. He faced Roman Reigns one-on-one. It was a non-title match. Rey Mysterio beat Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn distracted Reigns by having his music played, and the music, it cost Reigns the match because he was distracted. Rey able to hit the 619, beating Reigns 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring. Rey Mysterio here tonight, and you'd have to believe that this could mean he is the #1 contender. He's already beaten the WWE Champion. It only makes sense. Rey Mysterio back on Smackdown. Rey Mysterio, the #1 contender. The WWE Championship is in major jeopardy again for Roman Reigns. Reigns and Rey in the middle of the ring, pacing each other out, eyeing each other off. Who's going to make the first move? Both men getting each other's face, taunting away. And now Roman Reigns, is he going to fight first? Oh, Rey Mysterio, shot the midsection. Now, finds the boot right there to Reigns. Well, you'd expect Reigns to make the first move. Rey Mysterio not even going to take the chance. Rey Mysterio now, lining up Roman Reigns. And I tell you what, he deserves this. 619. Rey jumps the dive down on Reigns. Rey Mysterio doing what everybody wished they could. Lay out Roman Reigns. Mysterio is here on Smackdown again. And now we can confirm he'll be at Extreme Rules and face Roman Reigns in the main event for the WWE Championship. What a match that will be. Yes, it's a size mismatch for Rey, but when hasn't it been for him? Rey Mysterio has beaten Reigns once before. Can he do it again? The title will be on the line this time. Reigns arguably does not deserve to be the champion already, and now he'll have to put that title on the line once again. This time, can he survive? He's already coming off 2 losses in a row now, including one to Rey. Can Reigns bounce back and finally defend the title properly and be a legitimate champion for a change? Well, that's a bit of a dream, I suppose. Reigns versus Rey at Extreme Rules. That's all we have time for this edition of Universe Mode. If you enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen, leave a like on it. Subscribe to see more. Of course, hit the notification bell so you don't miss another episode. Remember to head over to the website, BrendenPlayz.com, and vote on the Slammy Awards. It is the final day you can vote on it. Do it now or miss out. Thank you for watching. See you next time.